Wisconsin from there, stretching down to just west of Rochester. Watch as we run this laps ahead. By 6:30, the first bout of winds had moved through Rochester, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that line continued to move eastward. And by 7:30, another round of 60-mile-an-hour winds through Rochester, and with that, their second bout with funnel clouds and tornadoes right around Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Still a line of light showers extending through extreme east-central Minnesota. Run the laps ahead, and that line just seemed to move very, very slowly through west-central Wisconsin. And right now, it's still producing numerous funnel clouds, so there's still the capability of producing some severe weather with that line as it continues to drift all the way down through southeastern Minnesota, and it is moving very, very slowly right now. The showers themselves are moving right up along that line as the line continues to move east. Most of the shower activity has ended here in the Twin Cities. We've had quite a bit, though, of cloud activity, and we're going to see that line from space. It looks very impressive, a line of clouds that extended from northern Wisconsin right down through the Twin Cities area. And that line of heavy showers and thunderstorms shows up well as well on the infrared satellite picture. As we go into the infrared hours, you can see that the most intense clouds, or the highest ones up in the atmosphere, the ones that are the coldest tops, are the black tops right now down to the not only east of us, but all the way down through central Iowa. And the clouds that are not showing up right now are lower clouds to the surface. They're fairly warm. Low clouds still extend across the Twin Cities. It is mostly cloudy here in the Twin Cities. Our temperatures dropped as well. We're down to 68 degrees. The dew point 62. Relative humidity now at 81%. The winds have switched around. The cool front has made it through again, 13 miles per hour. The barometer rising, 29.80 inches. Today's high, 77 degrees, and that low so far today is that current reading of 68. That's still well above average for this time of the year, and officially at the airport, just under a quarter of an inch of precipitation. What we are looking to have happen again for the third time, we're going to have that cool front move through that same front, but it will be back. It looks like it will probably only make it into western Wisconsin before it stalls out once again. A weak wave moved right along that front, causing all that activity. Most of the heavy activity right now is occurring out ahead of the cool front, but there are still quite a few showers possible in that cooler air behind the front. There's another wave that's headed up that front as well. A lot of cool air to work on. Highs today were only in the 40s and 50s. Out through much of the central parts of the Rockies, very, very cool air for this time of the year. And you can see the frontal section right through southeastern Minnesota. We were fairly warm when the sun popped out. A lot of warm air down the southeastern half of the country with 80s and even a few 90s popping up. And that same frontal band shows up as well in the National Satellite Loop. You can see the clouds not only from Minnesota, but they stretch all the way down that front, right down into the northern part of Texas. That's where all the activity has been. Showers and thunder showers continue. All the radars around the country show the main band of activity right down through the Midwest, and still some remnants of that tropical depression, Chris, are making their way very, very slowly to the north right up through the Ohio Valley. A lot of rain has been popping up, though, around the upper Midwest. We're expecting to see that activity continue all the way through Tuesday. The reason, another weak low-pressure system is going to move right up that front and give us another wave of showers and thunder showers. It'll probably start up sometime tomorrow. KSTP forecast in detail, mostly cloudy and cooler for tonight. Chance of showers and thunderstorms with lows of 56 to 63. Southwest winds at 5 to 15. Then for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, still cooler. Good chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs of 63 to 70. So cooling down quite a bit tomorrow night and Tuesday. Variable cloudiness and cool. Good chance of those showers and thunderstorms. What a wet forecast. 52 to 59 for lows. 63 to 70 again for highs. Chance of rain, 30% now tonight, but it will increase to 50 tomorrow through Tuesday. That extended outlook, Marshall, look at that. Lows in the mid-30s with highs only around 60.
Oh, it looks awful.
Maybe frost. First time, middle of the week.
Oh, I wish you hadn't said that. Let's go to sports now. Jimmy Connors has returned to familiar territory. Men's champion of the U.S. Open tennis tournament. And about the only thing the Minnesota Vikings lost at the Metrodome today was the coin toss. They won their opener, of course. Larry Burnett coming up with sports.
Here are examples of how the family health care policy from American Family Insurance made medical bills painless. The family health care policy is a major medical plan with coinsurance features and a selection of benefit limits and deductibles. With our lowest deductible and high enough limits, these patients paid only $125 of covered expenses.
American Family Insurance.
Your American Family agent is a family insurance specialist. See the yellow pages.
It works here, Twin Cities. Keep it working. Love.
Friends and neighbors together.
United Way. Love.
We can help each other.
Keep it working.
place serves thousands in our area. Let's keep it working.
Keep it working. Give it a night and work. Keep it working. Give it a night.
I was sort of impressed with the Vikings' defense.
I thought they played an excellent game today, and they played equally as well offensively, I thought. And I found out why all those people were waving the swords in the Metrodome. They thought they might get a breeze if they all did it at once.
That
cool them down a little bit. No cooling down the Vikes, though. They proved there is no place like Dome today. They opened their 1982 season with a well-balanced 17-10 victory over a tough Tampa Bay team. Now, the Vikings trailed 3-0 second quarter. Tommy Kramer had no passing yards in the first quarter. He got some here with Sammy White, and Sammy got some here to Ahmad Rashad. They didn't get much closer, but they were within sniffing distance of that goal line. Ricky Young only carried the ball twice today. This one good enough for a touchdown. The Vikings led 7-3. That was the score at halftime. Second half, the Vikes took the kickoff. They ate up 8 minutes on the clock, an 81-yard drive. Darren Nelson had some big yardage in that one. They also got 2 penalties that helped. Kramer capped it off with a 22-yard TD pass to Sammy White. Vikes led 14-3. You want to see some defense? They dug in after that. And it was number 79, Doug Martin, who did it. He blocked the Doug Williams pass here. Williams passed for 290 yards today. On the next play, though, Williams was intercepted by John Turner. The Vikes had only 6 interceptions all last year. They had 3 today. Turner got to the Tampa 24, but the drive died in a missed Dan Meyer field goal. So fourth quarter, Bucks made it close. Williams, after some scrambling, gets off a 20-yard TD pass to Jimmy Giles, 14-10 the score. But the Vikes got a late field goal from Dan Meyer to win it 17-10. But our pat on the back this week goes to the Viking defense. They did a heck of a job.
That's a Viking tradition, and having the defense carry them, and I thought we'd have a little bit of that tradition today. I think defense played a heck of a game. We pushed ourselves beyond the limit, and then it paid off.
All during preseason, people were wondering about the defense, and the fact that secondary didn't have as many interceptions last year, and there was a little doubt about the secondary. And I think we played fairly well today. It is the fact that we're going to get better. I think we're going to improve more, and Coach Hughes has been teaching us a lot of things and a lot of different techniques, and I think we're going to be super.
And there was action around the Central Division of the NFC. It was no less exciting today in other places around the area. By the way, the Vikings play at Buffalo on Thursday. Former Colt Burt Jones had the Rams rolling today. This one to Mike Barber, 23-0 a lead, but the Pack stormed back. Eddie Lee Ivory with a touchdown here. Packers beat the Rams 35-23. In the Silverdome, it's ironic, they had just cut Bob Thomas, the Bears had, and he came back to kick a field goal for the Detroit Lions today to win it. Billy Sims scored on a 7-pointer here, and that was the way it went. Cincinnati, a winner today over Houston. Kenny Anderson had a great day. Buffalo beat Kansas City today. It was St. Louis over New Orleans. Ken Stabler started that game for the Saints. Washington kicked a field goal in overtime to beat Philadelphia, and it was Atlanta by 2 over the Giants. Giants led that one 14-7 in the third quarter, but Leon Perry fumbled the ball. Atlanta's Bob Glazebrook was off to the races, 91 yards on a fumble recovery touchdown. Atlanta, though, needed a last-minute field goal to beat the Giants today, 16-14. Tough luck, Bob. Other scores had New England over Baltimore. It was Cleveland defeating Seattle. And Miami did a job on the New York Jets today, 45-28. Now watch the sneaky little number by the Dolphins in that one. Quarterback David Woodley to Tony Nathan. He throws a pass back to Woodley, and the guy goes in to score. And it's another one out of the Don Shula playbook. Other scores in the NFL this afternoon had the L.A. Raiders over San Francisco. It was San Diego big over Denver. And tomorrow night on ABC, we'll have Pittsburgh and Dallas. That's an 8 o'clock game. Well, Jimmy Connors made it an American sweep of the U.S. Open Tennis Championships today. Connors beat Ivan Lendl of Czechoslovakia in 4 sets to win the men's title in New York. Connors allowed Lendl an early advantage when Lendl beat him in the first game, but after that, it was Connors' match, at least for the first 2 sets. Now, Jimbo forced Lendl into errors at a rate of over 2-1, and his serves were more effective. As a result, Connors won the first 2 sets, 6-3, 6-2. He appeared to be unstoppable, and he nearly was, except for the third set. Lendl won 5 of 6 games in that set and finally squeezed out a 6-4 victory, but it was the last time Connors let him off the hook. Connors finished the final set 6-4, the 9th time he's beaten Lendl in 10 meetings. Connors wins his 4th U.S. Open title, and this one he adds to his earlier win at Wimbledon. Not a bad year for Jimmy. The Twins, boy, they got creamed today in Kansas City. They led the Royals by a score of 7-1 in the 6th inning, and they lost the game 18-7. Cringe at that one. Here's the scores. Read that one and weep, folks. Cleveland shut out Baltimore. It was Boston over Detroit today. California by 1 over Toronto. Oakland beat Chicago. New York a winner over Milwaukee. And Seattle 1-0 over Texas. Over in the NL, it was Pittsburgh over Philadelphia. Atlanta beat Cincinnati today. New York a winner over St. Louis 4-1. Montreal topped Chicago 11-3, and the Dodgers beat Houston. The score there 7-3. Well, the Minnesota North Stars have a new captain. He's defenseman Craig Hartsburg, appointed today by club officials after Tim Young resigned. Young, who was captain for 1 year, has asked to be traded. And winger Guy Lafleur and defenseman Larry Robinson, who threatened to boycott the Montreal training camp, are back in harness tonight. Apparently, their demands for improved contracts have been met. Don't forget to stay tuned for the Bud Grant Show. Scott Studwell will be the guest, and it ought to be an interesting show. They had a good game today.
Good. I'll watch it. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Good night.